Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a 2016 movie called Lady Macbeth. A young girl named Catherine is married off to a man much older than her. Before going to bed, a maid named Anna takes care of the girl. Left alone, Catherine waits for her husband, who, upon entering the room, immediately makes it clear that the girl will stay at home all the time and not go out. After Alexander's demand to take off her shirt, Catherine bares herself, after which the man turns off the light and goes to bed. In the morning, sitting on the windowsill, the girl looks out the window, so the first day of her new life flies by. A day later, the next morning, Anna comes to Catherine's room to open the shutters on the windows. Catherine is very sad from such a gray and boring life. The only entertainment for the girl is a window with a view of nature, as well as a fireplace, looking at which Catherine constantly falls asleep. A girl gets tired of this lifestyle quickly. Without waiting for dinner to end, Catherine goes to her room, which Boris, Alexander's father, does not like. What he says to Catherine, demanding that the girl stay awake and wait for her husband in the bedroom. Catherine is followed by Anna, whom Boris orders to follow up on his request. After a while, a drunk Alexander appears in the room, demanding that Catherine take off her shirt, sitting next to the fireplace. Turning to face the wall as her husband demands, Catherine hears the sound of trousers stretching behind her, after which Alexander begins to do manual labor. In the morning, Catherine asks Boris where her husband went. According to the old man, an explosion occurred in one of the mines owned by the family, where Alexander went. Boris is also going to London tomorrow on business, so the girl will have to spend some time alone at the estate. As soon as the old man leaves the house, Catherine immediately goes outside, breathing fresh air for the first time in a long time. In the morning, Anna and another maid leave the house, and Catherine, as usual, falls asleep in front of the fireplace, but wakes up to screams from outside. After leaving the house, the girl hears voices in one of the buildings. Upon entering, Catherine discovers farm workers and Anna wrapped in a sheet hanging in the middle of the room. Sebastian points at Anna and says that they are weighing the pigs. Catherine orders the girl to be released, after which she informs them that since they have spent Alexander's time and money on this entertainment, the girl will now look after them. Back at the house, Catherine learns the name of a cheeky employee who only recently came to them. In the morning, the girl goes for a walk, meeting Sebastian again. Catherine ignores his words about being at home in the other direction, smiling coquettishly. As night falls, the girl hears a knock on the door. Opening it slightly, Catherine discovers Sebastian, who says that he is dying of boredom. The girl tries to close the door, but the guy enters her room. Having cornered Catherine, Sebastian tries to kiss her, but the girl pushes the guy away, after which she pounces on him with kisses and longing for male flesh. This is the first morning in this house when the girl woke up happy. From that day on, they constantly meet surreptitiously with Sebastian, satisfying their desires. While picking mushrooms in the early morning, Anna meets Sebastian walking the dogs. The girl hints that his secret meetings with the hostess may end badly, but in response, she receives only threats. As night falls, Sebastian comes to Catherine again, and the maid sees through the keyhole. In the morning, Tana enters Catherine's room. Opening the doors, she announces that Lester Sr. has returned from a trip to London. At dinner, Boris asks Tana to bring him champagne, which Catherine drank in the absence of men. Without revealing her mistress, the maid is humiliated by Lester Sr., who forces the girl to get down on all fours like an animal. After learning about Catherine's betrayal, Boris goes to the barn, where he beats up Sebastian and then orders him to lock up. Upon learning about this, Catherine demands that the old man release the employee, for which she receives a slap from Lester. Their next quarrel ends with Boris going to his room, and Catherine propping up the door with a chair. After that, the girl asks Tana to sit next to her, as she does not like to dine alone, starting to ask the maid about her family. Boris starts knocking on the door, saying that he is unwell, but Catherine orders Tana to sit and not open the door. As soon as the screams and knocks subside, Catherine sends the maid to get the doctor, and she runs to the barn where Sebastian is locked. The doctor who arrived can only confirm the death of Lester Sr. Sometime later, Catherine receives a letter from Alexander, who cannot attend his father's funeral. The girl is sure that Alexander hated his father, and that's the whole Sometime later, Catherine receives a letter from Alexander, who cannot attend his father's funeral. The girl is sure that Alexander hated his father, and that's the whole reason. After burying Lester Sr., Catherine almost openly begins dating a guy, and the maids are discussing the death of the master, for which Anna blames herself. Since that day, Boris ate the mushrooms that the girl was picking, which made Anna speechless. Catherine tells Sebastian about this, assuring him that the maid will not be able to tell the master anything because of her illness. One night, Catherine wakes up to a noise. Looking out the window, the girl notices Alexander's horse from below. After waking up Sebastian, Catherine sends him to the back room, and she begins to wait for her husband, informing him that she woke up to the sounds of a horse. Looking at Catherine, Alexander notices that she has noticeably rounded out, not what she was before his departure. The girl goes to get tea while drinking, which Alexander admits that rumors about the girl's infidelities have reached him, for which he threatens to throw Sebastian out. Since Alexander knows everything, Catherine goes to the back room for a guy, whom she puts on the bed. Catherine takes off his pants and climbs on top of Sebastian in front of Alexander. Enraged, Lester hits the girl, after which he begins to fight with Sebastian. But Catherine, seizing Sharovka, kills her husband, whose lifeless body Sebastian buries in the forest. To hide the traces of Alexander's return, Catherine takes her husband's horse into the woods, where she kills the animal. Since then, Sebastian has been suffering from insomnia, but Catherine claims that Alexander himself wanted to kill the guy, but they beat him to it. Now they have the right to live a happy life, which a few days later is violated by a woman named Agnes. She brings a boy named Teddy to Catherine's house, telling him that he is the son and heir of Lester Jr., who dated Teddy's mom, which Catherine can't believe. But Agnes has official documents to prove it. Sebastian believes that the woman is lying about Teddy, since Alexander could only get pregnant with his hand. With the boy's presence in the house, Sebastian refuses to date Catherine. If they get spotted, the guy will have to leave, so while Teddy is here, Catherine will have to forget about meetings. Watching the boy and the maid play in the morning, Catherine notices Sebastian walking with Anna. The girl runs outside, where Teddy begins to molest her, whom Catherine pushes away, which is why the boy runs away in tears. Without calling out to Sebastian, Catherine returns to her room, where a maid arrives later, informing them that they cannot find Teddy. With all their personnel, they go to look for the boy, whom Sebastian finds at the waterfall. Looking at the boy and the stormy river, a sinister plan matures in the guy's head, but his conscience still takes over. Sebastian brings Teddy into the house, where Agnes begins to scold him for asking the guy to bring the boy a blanket, as he was very blown away. Unwilling to be humiliated, Sebastian is about to leave the estate, telling Catherine about the perfect opportunity to saw off the Lester heir, which he did not take advantage of, but Catherine asks him to wait. Entering the room where Agnes is on duty by Teddy's bed, Catherine persuades the woman to sleep while she looks after the boy. When Agnes leaves, Catherine lets Sebastian into the room through the window, with whom they get rid of the little heir. Catherine sits next to Teddy and waits for dawn until Anna appears in the room. At the same time, feeling guilty, Sebastian sobs over Alexander Lester's grave, after which he rushes to the manor, where Catherine deceives the doctor that she fell asleep. And when I woke up, Teddy was already dead. Pointing to the boy's fresh bruises, the doctor asks Catherine if anyone could have entered the room while the girl was sleeping. At this moment, Sebastian runs in, who confesses to the crime, betraying Catherine at the same time, telling the doctor and the detective about the murders of Alexander and Boris Lester, whom Catherine poisoned with mushrooms. The girl denies it, saying that Anna always picked mushrooms, and Sebastian went to the forest with the maid every morning. It is possible that Anna poisoned Lester Sr. because the day before, the old man had severely beaten Sebastian and locked him in a barn. Anna can refute if this is not the case. But after Boris Lester's death, the maid was speechless and could not confirm or deny anything, which is why Anna and Sebastian were sent to hard labor, after which the rest of the servants left the estate, leaving pregnant Catherine alone in the house. That's where the movie ends. Thanks for watching.